If there was a YouTube Hall of Fame for the most hated individuals to ever come on the platform, the vegan teacher would be number one. Because regardless if you've ever watched any of her content, you have 100% heard of her. At her peak, she had millions of people watching, reacting, and even arguing about everything she posted. However, in current times, she practically isn't mentioned at all, falling off the face of the earth in just a few years. So the question is, what exactly happened to her and what is she doing now? The vegan teacher, also known as Katie Karen Diekmeyer, started her online journey from TikTok, but a lot of people wouldn't know that because she's had a lot of TikTok accounts banned. And according to this article, I think she's on like TikTok account number 6. Take from that what you will. And unlike other TikTokers who usually ease their way into content, that vegan teacher started out insane and immediately grabbed tons of attention from people on the app.
It's true. Vegans are better than God. Vegans try to prevent suffering. God just watches it happen.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how to respond to that. If you couldn't tell by her name already, that vegan teacher's platform revolves around promoting veganism, which is basically the practice of not killing animals to eat or use their bodies for things. And on its own, that message isn't controversial at all. Plenty of people in the world are vegan, and plenty of creators talk about it without any issue. But not many creators promote veganism the way that she does. Because instead of trying to educate people on the topic and actually have a discussion, that vegan teacher's platform was built on attacking people. No matter who you were, and regardless of any other good things you've done, if you ate meat, you were a bad person. And obviously, this mindset is very stupid. It did, however, work in getting her attention, because the weirder you are on the internet, the more likely chance you'll get famous. And this was absolutely true for that vegan teacher. And in July of 2020, she would wind up tasting some of this fame after she had a TikTok go viral called "Eating Animals is Wrong."
3, 2, 1, sing! Eating animals is wrong, McDonald's. Hurting animals is wrong, McDonald's. Share this song and change your entire menu to be vegan from now on.
Now, obviously, this song would have no impact because McDonald's would never change their menu to vegan, but regardless, this video would go viral on TikTok and YouTube. And the general consensus that people got from this video was that A, that vegan teacher is stupid, and B, that vegan teacher is stupid. Tons of people had comments and even made reaction videos to her song, which overall highlighted just how many people disagreed with her.
If animals don't want to be eaten, then they shouldn't be made out of food.
And I'm not gonna lie, he might be onto something. Why would animals be edible if they didn't want us to eat them? Why didn't they make themselves out of like rock material? Anyways, although this is just one of her TikTok songs in one TikTok reaction, this would represent the kind of relationship she would have with the internet over the course of the next few years. Because after seeing how much traction and attention this song got online, she realized that being controversial worked. Because people weren't simply sharing this bad song because she was vegan, they were sharing it and reacting to it because she was insane. And instead of changing her approach, she doubled down on it.
Why the fuck aren't you vegan yet, Mr. President Trump? Ooh! Is it because you're stuck on the toilet trying hard to push out a dump?
And I know that since she brought up Trump, some of you may think that this was recent, but no, this was 6 years ago. But her messaging was all the same. Say something controversial including veganism and get attention for it. And although this strategy was bringing attention to veganism itself, it wasn't helping the cause. In fact, the attention it was creating for veganism was so bad that other vegans themselves came out to speak against that vegan teacher.
Why I have a problem with the vegan teacher as a vegan myself, part 2. Karen's main claim for her controversial content is that she is trying to persuade people to go vegan. It, however, does the complete opposite and completely asserts a negative connotation with vegans everywhere.
And although this is just one TikTok, it seems like vegans felt like this everywhere. From Twitter to Reddit to TikTok, all of these different vegans completely disagreed with that vegan teacher, with some of them even making YouTube videos titled "Vegans Hate That Vegan Teacher."
For those of you who don't know who I am and you're just clicking on this video because you also hate that vegan teacher, for a little bit of context about myself, I'm a vegan. I also am an animal activist. She is one of the worst representatives of vegans and, you know, not even vegetarians, because she fucking hates those people.
And at this point, I think it was pretty apparent that not only vegans hated that vegan teacher, but the entire internet did. But that didn't stop people from tuning into her videos. Even though the internet was against her, people still tuned in to leave hate comments. The only problem is that vegan teacher would then turn those hate comments into content, responding in some of the most nonsensical ways possible. And somewhere along the way, she realized that the more offensive she was to people, the more attention she would gain. Because not long after this, the vegan teacher would be called out for making light of racism and homophobia in her content. And although you may be able to argue the intent of the videos, regardless, they were insane. Especially the one titled, "I Can't Breathe." And for those that are a bit unaware, around this time, that phrase was being used during the height of the Black Lives Matter protests for George Floyd. So most people would assume that this video she posted would be related to that. However, as you can tell by the lights being disabled, that is far from the truth. Somehow, that vegan teacher managed to take a moment centered around police brutality and make it about animals and veganism, and also turn it into a song.
I am a cow being sent to slaughter. You've sealed your rope around my neck. I can't breathe. I am a pig thrown in this gas chamber, pleading for my freedom. I can't breathe.
Yeah, this was insane. But I'm not done, because just 1 year later, that vegan teacher will make another video titled, "Is there even a thing such as an LGBTQ community, or are we all just individuals?" Now this is a 22-minute video, and I'm pretty sure you guys can guess what the topic of this video is about. And if you guessed veganism, you would be correct, because somehow she turned something completely unrelated and that she knew would offend people into talking about veganism. And as sad as this is to say, this all worked in her favor, because during this time on YouTube, you couldn't browse your feed at all without seeing at least one person talking about that vegan teacher. One YouTuber in particular named Poncho made a multi-part vegan teacher series, pulling tens of millions of views on some of the videos. She was practically a gold mine for content, and with all the insane stuff she was continuing to do, YouTubers could just keep milking her. And in terms of content she was about to start making, this would 100% be true. As we know by now, the vegan teacher strategy had been saying controversial and offensive things to gain attention online. But there's only so much of that you can do without people getting bored of it. And as a result, she changed up her strategy, which became attacking actual content creators themselves. Now, in that vegan teacher's crusade, she attacked any creator that had any kind of platform. And I mean any creator. But a few of these attacks mattered more than the rest of them, with this particular one leading to a viral back and forth on TikTok that would attract millions of people's attention. And that was her attack on Gordon Ramsay. For those that aren't aware, Gordon Ramsay is widely known as one of the most famous chefs of all time. He has a lot of TV shows, series, and a lot of online social media presence. And because of that vegan teacher decided he would be the perfect target for her call out. And she started this interaction with videos like, "Gordon Ramsay should be in jail," "At Gordon Ramsay, who is this coward?" and "Gordon Ramsay is a terrible chef." And obviously in all of these videos, all she does is slander Gordon Ramsay because he chops and eats animals.
Hello, students! Welcome to class. I'm so happy to see you. I'm so not happy to see Gordon Ramsay. Eating animals is wrong, Gordon Ramsay. Hurting animals is wrong, Gordon Ramsay. Putting baby boy chicks in giant blenders and murdering them at just 1 day old is wrong. That's why you need to be vegan from now on.
Yeah, she has completely lost it. After these videos were posted and made their rounds across social media, Gordon Ramsay would eventually respond with a TikTok video that got over 66 million views.
Eating animals is wrong, Gordon Ramsay. Hurting animals is wrong, Gordon Ramsay. Share this song, and if you call me a donut, that's fine.
Vegan
as long
donut.
as you're vegan from now on.
In this 15-second TikTok, obviously that vegan teacher is doing what she does best, and in the first half of the video, Gordon Ramsay fake eats a piece of green like he's actually vegan, and then pulls out a burger and eats it in her face. And with that simple action of going against that vegan teacher, he got 12 million likes for that, and the comments were absolutely going crazy, with some people proclaiming that he saved 2021 with this simple action, which honestly just goes to show how annoyed and fed up people were with that vegan teacher. And if you thought getting ratioed into orbit would stop her, well, it didn't, because she continued to call out Gordon Ramsay. And although he never responded again, the damage had already been done. She was once again a laughingstock on the internet, which could be argued that's what she wanted the whole time. Over the course of the next few years, that vegan teacher would steadily lose people's attention. There's only so many callouts and offensive posts somebody can make before they get bored of the usual content. It was always vegan this, save animals that, or this creator should be vegan. She wound up even calling out Mr. Beast for eating a pizza.
Is that vegan cheese? Is that a vegan hot dog? Is it made with vegan milk? Mr. Beast, unfortunately, you failed this assignment.
Yeah, it stopped making sense a long time ago. And between the declining audience and her accounts constantly getting banned because of her offensive content, her downfall was kind of inevitable. And when looking at her YouTube account, you can see how true this is, with her account in the past being able to pull millions of views very easily. But nowadays, that same account barely able to pull over 20,000 views. So the question is, where is that vegan teacher today? And well, although she doesn't post as much, she's still in the same exact spot, never really evolving her content into anything more. And besides the random nostalgic posts someone may do on TikTok, everyone on the internet has pretty much moved on from that vegan teacher and has completely written her off as an attention-seeking LARPing vegan who's somehow done more damage to the vegan PR than anyone ever has.